the season for pumpkins, and there is no shortage of you-pick farms on the North and South Forks where you can grab them right off the vine.
Yeah, and Hank's Pumpkintown here in Watermill is a hot spot in the fall.
I got a chance to explore the family-run farm that's transformed into more than 30 acres of fall fun.
It takes a ton of work. We plant about 74 acres of pumpkins.
Hank Krasuski has been selling pumpkins on Long Island's East End for 40 years.
It is a hot spot over here.
Hank's Pumpkintown in Watermill not only provides tens of thousands of pumpkins, but also fresh vegetables, apples, and a whole lot of fall fun.
From now until Halloween, it's all out for us.
This is actually pretty good. Oh, oh my gosh. Here we go, here we go, here we go. This is a good one. You ready?
The bounced pumpkin is great. They love that we have a corn train. It's just a barrels that look like ears of corn that run. They love that, even far more than the basic hay ride. They love the duck races. Happy. We have the pigs that you race on.
You want to race? Let's go.
Actually, we started out across the street with my wife, had a little table in the back of the car and a scale, maybe the early 80s. People are like, do you have anything to eat? Do you have anything to drink? So we started adding food products and making donuts and roasted corn, cider slushies, and we just kept growing and growing and growing.
For Hank, it's a true family affair. His daughter Kristen and son Hank Jr. have taken over the business to help keep the farm thriving year after year.
It's really important that we keep evolving and keep bringing new ideas and like a fresh start every season to keep bringing families out here.
I am in search of a great pumpkin to pick to bring back home.
So trendy right now are these stackable pumpkins that are squat and they're different colors. A great one would be like this one, and we'd stack that with maybe some darker colored ones.
And this was picked right off the vine?
Right off the vine.
How many people will you see come through this farm in just these few weeks?
Probably 12 to 15,000, I would guess, over 6 or 7 weeks.
Everywhere you turn, there's something fun for the kids, even the big ones.
So you're gonna put the apple in here, and then you're gonna push the trigger down, which makes the apple drop into the barrel, and then you're gonna
Okay. There's apple blasters where you can aim into the cornfields. Oh, baby! And the corn maze is truly a work of art.
The corn maze design is a different design every year. This year we're celebrating the 75th anniversary of Peanuts and Charlie Brown.
How about one more pumpkin fact? True or false? All pumpkins are orange.
What does that mean to you that this place has been able to stay in your family?
It's huge to know it's here because once you sell, you're never ever going to get it back. The problem is now I keep telling them, you know, you're going to have to start taking away because we're going to run out of room here.
It's something that's really touching to us. My brother and I were so involved in it our whole lives. It's grown so much in the past probably 30 years, giving up our school sports to work here and everything. So it's very touching to us.
It's emotional. It means so much.
Yeah.
And Hank's family continues to also grow, creating new adventures and new generations on the farm.
I got my little granddaughter, she loves all those things too. They'll continue to get more and more ideas even as she gets older. Every day I get to see she runs, she loves everything.
And I just feel like so much of it just means even more that I have a child now. It's an awesome feeling.
We put our heart into it every year to do the best we possibly can and give a family, you know, their best fall experience.
I think our family makes it special. Every day, one of our family members is always on the property. On the weekends, all 4 of us are here.
That's the whole reason we're here, you know, we just don't want to give up. We love what we do.
And you can act like a kid again, and no matter what pumpkin you pick, all of them are just really pretty.
I love it. I'm not getting off this swing for a while right now. All right, well, the fall, of course, is a great time to plan an East End getaway.
And at One North Fork Hotel, they don't just make your reservations, they can plan a customized itinerary for your entire weekend.
From beaching to boating to biking, it's all at your fingertips at the Menhaden. The beauty of Greenport can be defined in many ways, and here at the Menhaden on Front Street, they like to say they hold the key to unlocking whatever you're looking for.
What makes us unique, I would say, is our ultra hypersensitivity of guest experience. We are able to provide guests with an experience that they wouldn't be able to find on their own.
and General Manager Mario Corrado Jr. says that year-round experience they've been offering since 2019 begins before you even check into this luxury 3-story, 16-room boutique hotel with breathtaking views.
Right at the time of booking is where we start a full itinerary customized for every single guest. You book with us, you instantly receive a text message. Are you going to come out and do wineries? Do you want beaches? Do you want to maybe go on a boat? Do you want maybe an oyster experience? Would you like massages? Are you coming out with friends? Are you coming out as a romantic couple? Are you bringing a group? Whatever it is, we can customize it. For someone to get an experience for the weekend that we could provide in terms of just having a quick 20-minute conversation with someone over the phone and put together a full itinerary based on what they want would take them hours, if not days, to do on their own.
And here at the former site of one of the island's very first hotels, the Peconic House, there's fishing and seal watching, sunset sails, pottery and painting workshops, whiskey and wine tasting, even a picnic at the famous 67 Steps Beach. And with partnerships at restaurants and shops up and down Front Street, plus nearly a dozen wineries, the dog-friendly Menhaden doesn't just supply the fun, they can even supply the ride, thanks to their Moke, an open-air Jeep.
You guys can grab a group of people, take them in the Moke here down Front Street. Where can you guys take guests?
The village has many things to offer, all within driving distance of the Moke, so obviously all the restaurants and shops. There's 2 beaches that are absolutely fantastic.
Just riding through town, it's got that small town feel, like really small town feel.
But you don't have to leave the property to have a good time. The Menhaden can even bring the adventures to you. Enjoy a work of art cocktail at the Bunker Bar while you flip through an eclectic record catalog. Or head up to the roof deck for a spectacular view of the harbor and Shelter Island.
Between drinking coffee and having your fresh pastries in the morning, reading a book during the day and getting some sun.
There's rooftop yoga and even a rooftop oyster experience where you can learn to shuck and slurp like the pros. Or how about sitting around a private fire pit for some homemade s'mores?
What's better than after a nice, great dinner, hanging out, walk in, and then, who wants a little dessert nightcap with Grand Marnier, or just hang out up here and do the s'mores itself? I mean, it's perfect.
And if you want to tour the town, but not on foot, the Menhaden provides bikes for a tour of Front Street and beyond.
We're not allowing our guests to have to worry about what to do, and we take that off their plate.
At the Menhaden, it's all thought out, even down to their name, a moniker that personifies the ethos of the town itself.
It's a fisherman's village. The Menhaden, the bunkerfish, is very dear to the Greenport village's heart. We do a good job of staying true to what the roots are for Greenport.
Wow, that is like a 5-star experience.
It's done right, and they'll have you thirsting for s'mores.
Oh, absolutely. All right, don't let a rainy day spoil your family's East End fun.
That's right, from bowling to mini golf, even an arcade. We teamed up with Discover Long Island to check out the Clubhouse.
Bring the whole family for mini golf, bowling, arcade gaming, and more here at East Hampton's live music and event venue, the Clubhouse. This 24-acre entertainment destination offers year-round activities for families and adults. There's a 10-lane bowling alley, an arcade with over 40 games, an 18-hole mini golf course, plus indoor and outdoor dining areas and a huge event space for special events.
This is our 8th summer, and we pride ourselves on that we have something for everyone. Bowling, arcade, mini golf. We're open for dinner service, outdoors in the, when the weather permits, indoors when it doesn't. And we also have done a variety of events indoors. We've had Trevor Hall here, we've had Stephen Marley, Chelsea Handler performed, Amy Schumer. So it's quite a variety of performers, from comedians to musicians.
Not only do they have a variety of entertainment for all ages, the food and drink menu offers dishes ranging from the famous Clubhouse wings and rustic pizza to a petite filet mignon and sushi.
We had Grill Hampton here recently, and our surf and turf burger won first prize.
The Clubhouse truly has something fun for everyone of all ages. Be sure to check their website for more information on one of the upcoming world-class events. For Discover Long Island, I'm Brianna McEnroe.
Thanks, Brianna. Still ahead.
There's something joyous in picking the nuts. You see the results of your effort.
Meet the North Fork man who's running the only hazelnut farm on Long Island's East End. Welcome back. We're in Aquebogue right now at the only hazelnut farm in production on the East Coast. Just another hidden gem on our East End.
A constant on Long Island's East End are the countless farms, all offering a robust variety of produce. But what isn't growing anywhere else except right here off of West Lane are hazelnuts.
When I turned 53, I said, you know, it's time to do something that I'd like to do rather than, just do it because it was an income.
After years of working in construction but formerly schooled in agriculture, Peter Haarmann decided to put his passion and education to the test.
I took natural resource conservation, and I had all courses in fish management, forestry, zoology, plant science, 2 years of botany, plant diseases, and I thirsted. I loved it.
So in 2005, Peter bought this 5.5-acre piece of land, but it wasn't hazelnuts he had visions of growing. It was a fruit called pawpaw, otherwise known as North America's tropical fruit.
That didn't work out, and then I said, now what am I going to grow? And I found out that hazelnuts is a possibility. That's how I got to be here.
And now, more than a decade later, after a massive compost operation that included 70 tractor trailers and nearly 10,000 yards of mulch, Peter's farm, which consists of mostly trees from Oregon, is finally growing hazelnuts that he and his wife Elaine picked themselves.
There's something joyous in picking the nuts. You see the results of your effort. There's about 200 trees out here.
And while the farm isn't open to the public, Peter and his wife have found a way to share their crop with Olish's Country Market in Eastport and here in Cutchogue at Dissette Chocolate Company. But Peter isn't doing this for the money. His passion goes back to when he was just a little boy.
Spending summers living with my grandmother. She grew everything under the sun. She came over from Germany. It was tradition that they had kitchen gardens and all that stuff. I shadowed around like a puppy dog would follow you, and she would explain different things to me all the time.
And today, Peter was explaining things to me. Specifically, how the nuts go from looking like this to ready to eat.
This is the fun part of the job. You've dried these out with fans that are shooting underneath here, and now the husks are crispy, so we can
Yeah, exactly,
thing, right?
exactly.
And what you get is a whole bunch of unhusked nuts.
And a lot of the local farmers here think that I'm, quote, nuts, because they want to see instant returns on a crop. I consider myself here as a pioneer in this area.
Thanks, Joe. Now to farming of a different kind. Snails. We're here in Cutchogue at the only farm in the entire country that raises fresh snails.
Come on in.
It is a title nobody else in the entire country has. Snail farmer.
I still wake up some days and I'm like, what am I doing with this life?
Taylor Knapp owns Peconic Escargot in Cutchogue. It is the only place in the U.S. where you can buy fresh escargot. He was working as a chef on Long Island's East End 10 years ago when he was looking to include fresh local snails for a dish.
I was really focusing in on the ingredients that we could find from the North Fork. I thought, well, surely there's an escargot farm in New York. So I looked and I looked, couldn't find anyone doing it. No one was raising snails in this country. So it kind of hit me, like a ton of bricks, that all these chefs, Michelin star chefs all over the country that I knew had escargot on their menu weren't getting fresh snails. They were getting them in cans or frozen.
And so began the very long road to opening up a business that never existed here before.
The USDA is very weary about the snails that we raise because they're an invasive species. They've kind of kept the lid on it as far as how many people they're letting even dabble in this sort of thing.
How many are in here?
We have 50 to 70,000. The greenhouse is 300 square feet. We can produce a whole lot of product out of a tiny space, and we've done that by putting everything on kind of a stacking shelving system. The idea is to provide the most wild sort of environment. This is something that kind of a typical adult hen would look like.
Are these ready?
Yeah, so these are fully grown.
This one's kind of out. Is he going to go in when I try to?
Possibly.
It's not every day you have snails in your hand.
You can buy the snails fresh in or out of the shell. And for the inexperienced escargot chefs, there are frozen dishes that can be cooked to perfection in 10 minutes.
Escargot in 10 minutes. Wow.
Press all your friends.
Okay. Wow. What's the green?
Parsley. Lots of parsley, lots of garlic, shallot, lemon, white wine. Squeeze a little bit of lemon there, a little bit of sea salt on top. Bon appetit.
Snailed it.
Snailed it.
Taylor can ship to anywhere in North America. Or if you live on or are headed to the East End, you can pick them up right from the greenhouse.
We want to make it as easy as possible. Snails are a delicacy, and we put it on the same pedestal as foie gras and caviar and maybe sea urchin. You know, these are things that people don't eat every night for dinner, but they're things that are fantastic for a party or a family gathering or a special date night, perhaps.
Did you ever think in your wildest dreams that you would grow up to become a snail farmer?
It's a very unusual and bizarre turn of events. At a party when I'm introducing myself and they say, what do? I start with, I'm a farmer. And I kind of leave it at that. And then if they start prying a little bit more, then I have to get into the whole snail farm thing because I know it's going to take a long time to explain.
Do you ever go to a restaurant and know that you're ordering fresh snails and say, those are mine?
Oh yeah, I get to do that all the time.
Isn't that cool?
That's the best part of the job, yeah. With escargot, it's just one of those things, either you love it or you hate it, but we're trying to turn those haters into lovers with a local product that's really delicious.
Still ahead, it's an East End restaurant that's been serving regulars since 1965.
People say it's often imitated, but never duplicated.
The signature dish that keeps customers coming back.
Welcome back. Long Island's East End is known for its seafood and fresh fish.
But one North Fork institution is famous for its steak and a menu that stands the test of time. We head to Cliff's Elbow Room in Jamesport to see why.
We're friendly, we're homey, and we do have something special. My name is Cliff Saunders III. I'm the owner of Cliff's Elbow Room in Jamesport. My grandfather started the business at the Elbow 2 in Laurel in the 40s, which used to be called the Laurel Inn. The Elbow Room here was my parents' place. My parents purchased this place in 1958. They didn't start really selling food until about 1965. Before then, the dining room was a game room with a pool table and a shuffleboard game. My father got most of the steaks from A&P down the road. My mother thought of the name. She said, oh, you know, the place is small, but we have elbow room. My father was bringing me here when I was 6, 7 years old. It was summer, I think I was about 14, and he says, come on, you're going to work. I think that summer I was probably working about 70 hours a week, making about, I think I made $1.40 an hour. We pretty much don't change too much. We have some old family recipes that my mother developed. We have very unique baked clams. Our chowders are done by hand. We do grind our own burgers every day. And the original marinated steak, we have our own special recipe. People say it's often imitated, but never duplicated.
Would you like something to drink? My name is Carolyn Keller. I go by Carol. I started working here for Cliff Jr. in 1970. I came for an interview and I was waiting at the bar. One of the girls said, Carol, get up and help us. I got up and I started running around here like a nut. And then Cliff came out and he said, when would you like to start? And this October I'll have 54 years. I have regulars come in, give me a hug. You don't find the love that you have here.
We're family run. I have my kids working here, and hopefully one day they'll take it over. It's always nice to meet new people. It's even better to see them for a second time.
It is definitely a must stop.
Yeah, cozy, great food. Good stuff. All right, time now to check your answers on our East End trivia game. If you've been playing along, scan the QR code at the bottom of your screen. It'll take you to our website where you can submit your answers for the chance to win some East End swag.
You'll also find more information on our website about all the places we've explored in this episode.
And while you're there, let us know about your favorite places to visit on the East End, from the lavish to the local.
Because it just may be our next adventure. See you next time.